All right, guys, Mr. Antonucci here, and in this video, we're going to talk about tips for success as you enter into Unit 4, which deals with contextual applications of derivatives. So Unit 4 is all about applying derivatives to real-world problems. These problems are multi-step, so rushing can cost you points. Let's break down how to tackle them the right way. First, a couple things about why this unit is a little bit different. Problems are going to be multi-step and context-based for a lot of the problems in this unit. So you want to start by reading the problem carefully, identify what information you're given, what units are involved, and what you're being asked to find. Make sure you slow down and don't rush because rushing often is going to lead to mistakes. A big portion of this unit focuses on mathematical practice number 1, which is about implementing processes correctly and step by step. Another tip is to organize your information visually. You want to underline and highlight your known values, unknown values, equations that link them together. One of the big types of problems are called related rates. And so identifying the independent variable is going to help you work through these problems appropriately. So here's an example of a related rate type problem. And here's what it would look like if you highlight and underline the key information. Notice this problem's talking about radius. It's talking about a rate of 0.4 meters per second. They tell you it's increasing, and they ask you what is the rate of increase in the area of the circle. Another tip is to organize and visualize. Color coding the information can be helpful for some students, so you might want to give that a try. A lot of these problems involve a shape or a situation that you can model with a sketch or a diagram. So make sure you sketch that out and label your diagram appropriately. These include motion problems, problems that have a shape that is involved, and problems that have graphs. Our third tip is to make sure you're applying your procedures carefully. Make sure that you understand how to do the differentiation procedures step by step. Understand how the chain rule works, implicit differentiation, quotient rule, product rule. Make sure you're showing your work for those steps. Also, one of the pieces is called L'Hopital's rule, and you'll have to understand when you have an indeterminate form, which would be 0 over 0 or infinity over infinity. When you come to this in this unit, you'll understand more, but I want to give you a heads up now. Our fourth tip is to make sure you understand how to interpret and explain. A lot of these problems are going to be in a context, so make sure you're including units. Also, a lot of the problems are going to ask you to interpret your answer in the context of the problem, so make sure you relate your answer in the full context of the problem and understand how to talk about rates of change in the context of motion or cost or population or any other kind of context that involves units. Also, you'll be doing a little bit of approximating values. A good tip is to make sure you indicate if your estimate is an overestimate or an underestimate if you're able to do so. Our fifth tip is contextual understanding. You have to understand the structure of a problem. For example, the phrase rate of change is going to imply that you have to differentiate. Also, understand which function the problem is talking about. You have the original function, you have the first derivative, you have the second derivative, and if you're given a graph, which graph you're looking at. Are you looking at the graph of the original, the first or the second derivative? In the equation they give you, is it the original, the first, or the second derivative? Again, I can't stress this enough. Include units in your answers, in your explanations, and in your interpretations. Now, as we wrap this up, I want to give you three key takeaways. Make sure you're reading the information carefully in the problems. Don't skim through those. Don't skip steps or assume patterns. Oftentimes on free response questions, students lose points because they skipped a step or they assumed information. Also, use units appropriately. Make sure you label everything that is in a context, and if you're interpreting it, make sure you use units in your interpretation. All right, guys, that's it for the tips. And with this approach to Unit 4, the problem should be more manageable. Remember, slow down, think logically, and you'll succeed. Hope that was helpful to you guys. Make sure you like this video, drop me a comment, let me know which tip was most helpful for you, and hit that subscribe button so you're notified when more videos come out.